And go.
Welcome back to Who the Heck Are We? It's almost Christmas time, but the episodes still keep coming and coming. This is Caro Manzano leading the way for this episode. We got Claudia Perrine, Sir J. De La Cruz, still in the PBA bubble. I
Yeah,
don't know if he's getting
he's
bubble
getting
sick.
coffee. He's
Bubble
probably
sick.
he's not in the screen, but he's getting coffee. Yeah,
Yeah. Unfortunately, Lance Fernandez is not well, and we wish him a speedy recovery.
that's right. That's right.
But we got another distinguished guest this week, and Jason Perkins, the 2018 PBA Rookie of the Year.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
How's it going, Jason?
Hey, glad to be here.
Awesome. There you go.
That's great. Yeah. So Sir J De La Cruz is here already. So
Have my
okay,
coffee. Do this.
let's get the show on the road. J De La Cruz drinking his coffee at 6 p.m. Wow.
If he
No.
doesn't sleep, that's not our fault.
No, Jason knows this. He knows how conducive this place is right now where I am for coffee, for meditation, for chill, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one of my spots. Yeah.
It's the rooftop lounge here at Quest. Quest Plus
Seventh floor,
Conference.
is it?
Mm.
On the seventh
So-
floor?
And the seventh floor, yes, rooftop. It's just past sunset. So, a lot of people also were here for the sunset viewing. Apparently, it's just very cloudy on the west side. Muulan kasi. Siguro sa may Pandang Subic na. But anyways, basketball ang pag-usapan natin.
Okay,
Go,
let's
Claro.
get the show on the road. So, Jason, yeah, we know that you had to end your stint in the PBA bubble. Well, it was ended a bit early, but there were so many positive takeaways for your team because you guys were just a joy to watch, I can say. Humming on all cylinders. Maybe you could tell us how you saw this campaign for you, for yourself and your team.
I thought we did great. I think before the conference even started, nobody put our name in there to be one of those top teams, I guess. So I guess from outside looking in, you can say we overachieved. But more than that, the meaningful part is people taking joy from watching us play and seeing like true, authentic basketball. And it all started with Coach Topex. It's deeper than basketball, you know. He's really into motivating others and the bigger picture. So once we all bought into that, I mean, it was just fun basketball. I loved it. But yeah, I mean, I got so much joy from it, and other people getting joy. Like last night, I was taking a walk with my wife, and the game was last night, right? I think it was last night.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Last night while I was walking, I see into someone's window and there's a bunch of guys arguing, drinking beers, watching the Never game. So even seeing that little thing, like people are getting this much joy, and we don't see that from inside the bubble. We don't realize because there's just cameras on you.
Yeah.
But seeing how much joy and life we're giving everybody, and it gives people a reason not to think about what's going on right now. Sometimes, you know. So yeah, seeing that it meant a lot to me.
Yeah, we're so thankful because I turn on the TV and I'm having dinner. And the
Yeah.
moment you flip it to the usual channel, okay, the PBA is on, there is a sense of normalcy. Like my nerves just calm down a bit.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
haven't had that. Like
Yeah.
it's strange, but it's amazing. But okay, speaking of Coach Topex, he seems to be such a big cog for you guys. And I think he became your coach at the last minute, pretty much. You guys didn't have much time, but that didn't look like the case with you guys in the bubble. Could you
Yeah.
tell us about that?
I mean, we all go back with Coach Topex for a while, but he was our assistant coach. He was really involved, and he would always talk to us and get to know us. So I mean, it's not like we just met him, but yeah, everyone just believed in what he was saying. Like, and we all have past history with Coach Topex. Like, even me before after I left LaSalle, I didn't know where I would get drafted in the PBA, so I needed to find a gym, and it just so happens Coach Topex would be the one who would let me go into the gym and use his basketball gym at LPU, and he didn't even know me then. So it's kind of ironic how he's my coach now. But I mean, if you see all our players on our team and our relationship with Coach Topex, I mean, you can just tell that everybody would run through a wall for him. Like, yeah, we all just bought into what he's saying.
And that's actually true because I'll just go back to how the PBA or Phoenix helped the Filipinos come back into normalcy. It's so weird that I was watching the PBA at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, right.
It's like I switch it on. I wake up like there's PBA at 10 o'clock in the morning. These are professionals and they're playing at 10. How did you play at 10 o'clock in the morning? And what was
Uh,
your routine if you did? Like
Luckily, we had a 12, but not a 10, 12 or a 1. But yeah, those other guys, I don't know. I know those other guys were complaining.
He plays competitive basketball at 10 in the morning, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but I wasn't complaining. I enjoyed it. I'm like, oh my god, it was a quadruple header and all that. But
Yeah,
yeah, but props to you, Jason. You played tremendously.
thank you,
For
thank you.
becoming the rookie of the year and coming into the bubble. What was expected of you, especially from Coach Topex?
Yeah. He was, before the season started, we were talking about expectations, all that. And I think three big things is, first, he asked, like, what can you give? And I can't promise, I'm going to be scoring or rebounding, but energy was a big thing. And hopefully good things come out getting energy. Another one is another expectations to make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. There's joy in playing basketball, and once you see you're having fun, and all your teammates are seeing that everybody's going to have fun. And I think the last one's another expectation we had was service. Always help others, inspire others. If there's anything you can do to help out. And this all played on the basketball, because you saw, like, we would get a lot of assists in that, and that's because we all cared about each other. So a lot of the expectations weren't solely focused on basketball, but other things that would eventually roll over to basketball, which helped.
Yeah, which is like off the court. Actually, I just want to put in before I think Jay will ask the question. Jay and I, we were talking, and we said that I told Jay through text that Phoenix is playing loose. Like they look like they're having fun, and I remember Jay texting back and saying, the Phoenix is actually having fun. They didn't practice the I think you guys didn't practice, but you guys went to the pool. I'm like, what? That's
Yeah.
how much fun. I would love to be in a professional team and not practice and just go play, swim instead,
That's where chemistry is made, I
Exactly,
feel.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was important for me, because, like, even my second year, I'll get so caught up treating. I mean, it is our job, but it's also a game too. So it was nice in the bubble. Like, it's like you're having fun, just playing the game again.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
For me, you guys had the most among all the teams. You the Phoenix showed the ones that had a lot of fun. And I love your uniform. That's it. I love your. I told Matt. I worked with him
Oh.
in the Sea Games. I said, Matt, I
Yeah.
love your uniform. So yeah.
But talking about that, what Coach Topex did to your entire team, I think it not only resonated to you, but it also resonated to your teammates, in that the service and the sharing. I mean, it's like, yeah, you talk about service, but more than serving or inspiring others, you also inspire each other, right?
Yeah.
That's why, like, guys down to your utility guys, Kuya Mac Mac,
Yeah.
and from guys from the deep end of the bench like Mike Gamboa,
Yeah.
then to your like your headhunter there, Matthew, right? I mean, all of those guys, like, you need to serve one another, you need to inspire one another, and in the end, it translates on the court that you push each other.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. It's nice, because our energy is just, it gets contagious. Like, even like Gamboa, he only averages like 1 or 2 minutes a game, but
We
he's
love that guy.
yeah, he's so loud the whole game, screaming. Even our utility guys are into it. So yeah,
Mm.
we definitely feed off of one another's energy, for
And
sure.
check and talking about that loose, kasi it's not only with that instance, that semifinal series, but
Yeah.
I believe you only had like 1 or 2 practices, especially if you have a long break,
Yeah.
diba? And especially Matt was injured, so
Oh yeah.
it's like I was in our heads like, you guys don't want to force it, because if you had a practice, you'd know Matt would go all out,
Yeah.
even though he's hurt,
Yeah.
diba? So not only on that incident, pero that entire bubble, Phoenix has been that loose. I mean, we were bunkmates in that fourth floor here. You know, we knew the atmosphere. So if you can, you just give give our listeners or give us a little bit of background on your end on what kind of atmosphere you developed during that stay out during outside of basketball time.
Outside of basketball, it's very peaceful, relaxing. We definitely hang out with each other just because not so much. I don't know, it's because of chemistry, but we just like hanging out with each other, I guess. And this isn't just the team; it's the staff, the utility, the coaches.
Yes.
But yeah, during this time, it's a very stressful, uptight time. So being able to be in that bubble, that little secure area, you don't really hear about COVID or what's going on in the news.
Exactly.
So it was nice just being in confined area. The only thing to worry about is basketball, which you should be relaxed because that's such a small problem compared to what's going on right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I should tell you, all the staff here, especially on that ground floor area, they all guys, those guys all love you.
Oh, I
That
love
entire
that.
Phoenix team.
Oh, I gained a little weight there because they kept sending me food. Like, right, it was,
And you
That's
also keep sending them food. You're sending us food.
oh, yeah. It's a who can be nicer contest.
Go ahead, Claro.
Speaking of real quick with the floors, if you had an inter-floor competition, basketball, Sir J, you would be part, no? Fourth floor, kasama ka ng Phoenix.
Oh yeah, he's a part of the fourth
Yeah.
floor squad.
Yeah.
We took him in already. He's one of the boys.
That's a perfect idea. All-star game, but you represent your floor
Oh yeah, right.
and the bubble.
I gotta call your Alaska boys, man. Gotta call your boys from Alaska. Gotta find out who's gonna compete the fourth floor.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, Jason, speaking of like food and everything,
Yeah.
because I've followed like your stories and everything from college,
Yeah.
and two things that I remember: you love the Jollibee Aloha Burger
Ooh, oh,
and your pregame in Agno,
the waffles.
the Belgian waffles. I started getting Belgian waffles because of you.
Oh man, those are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I remember that.
and then I remember because you were a bit bulkier that time, and that's heft that you were really using. But I know that you started to constantly improve your diet. I think your second year, playing year in LaSalle, you removed beef. And I read somewhere, I think the Phoenix page, that you shifted to being a pescatarian. Are you still one until now? Can you tell us about that shift in diet overall?
Well, right now I'm eating meat, usually just chicken and beef and fish. But yeah, I mean it's slowly grew. When you're younger, you don't really think about your health and your longevity. And we were in college at that time, and there's like bars right outside, like 10 peso barbecue.
Dude, there's a lot of juicy food in that Taft area and also in the back area, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I would just I don't have any practice or anything. I might go buy a Licho or Red Horse, and then I would from like 10 different food stalls get one little thing from each stall and make it like a little buffet in my room.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Now that you say that, I can imagine the back road in LaSalle.
Oh yeah.
I'm there standing, and I can see Jason carrying a paper bag and going, I want this.
Yeah.
It's really easy to imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, speaking of that, we know that you leaned down a bit. You were using your heft in the post,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's like your post game didn't even suffer from you getting smaller or anything. You converted everything to lean muscle. Can you tell us about the evolution of your game from that stage all the way up to today?
I think my game before I felt a little bit, obviously I was heavier, but when I was heavier, I felt I can really push people around. Like what's his name, Charles Mami from UE. That's
Oh
a
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mommy, mommy.
big, but I knew I can back him down and push him. But right now at my weight and size, I don't think I'd be able to. But the nice thing that complements this is, especially going to the PBA, something I figured out is longevity. If I'm 255, 6'3", I won't be able to move that well, and I'm not as skilled with my feet as Bo Belga, for example. He can still really move. I can't do that, but if I slim down a bit, I'd be able to run and move, and also I'd be a bit more athletic. Before, like right now, I'm playing over 30 minutes a game. Before, I'd only be playing maybe 20 minutes. Not by choice, it's because physically I wouldn't be able to physically stick with everyone else. And in LaSalle, I mean, I played good the first 3 quarters, but I noticed as I got older, once it hits the fourth quarter, I'm fatigued and I can't play at the level that I would like to. So I guess with those, I had to slim down.
But by the way, before I ask my real question, talking about Charles Mammy, have you seen Charles Mammy right now in the present?
I saw him my rookie year, at the end of my rookie
Oh.
year. He got bigger. I didn't think it was
But
possible.
yeah,
I agree. I agree.
2019. I mean, put it this way: if you trimmed yourself your size down to half,
Yeah.
like he took your size and put it into his body right now. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, man is bulky.
Where is
Like,
Charles
yeah.
Mami?
He played 3x3 last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then he saw this. Dude, man, he's massive. He's
Damn.
beefy.
Yeah.
And all the other attributes you can talk about him. But
Yeah.
going to my real question, I mean, yes, you trimmed down, but your other attributes went up, like your speed. You're mentioning your athleticism, but your strength was never compromised. I mean, you
Yeah.
can still bang bodies inside, and those people that are banging bodies with you just get thrown out of the way.
Yeah. I think the big help there is I have such a good team around me. Like I have like 3 trainers. My wife is into fitness and everything. So before, if I lose weight, I'll lose my muscle too. But now, like they've been able to calculate to the point of where I know how much protein I need to take, or the type of cardio I need to do to lose fat but retain or even gain muscle. So that was the big shift with my body and weight for me.
Before I segue to Claudia, well, we can hit it back to the court. We see this up and coming tandem of you guys. It's you and Matthew Wright. You guys are starting to become like synonymous. Where is that moment for you, maybe, that you can say you got his back and he has yours? Like, you know each other's signals and cues and everything.
Maybe second year. Well, first, I mean, it's not so much me and Matt. I think the nice thing with our team is we have threats all over like everybody can shoot the 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Right.
So and especially Matt is probably one of, if not the best 3-point shooter in the league right now, with versatility coming off 3-pointers, coming off the screens and the dribbles. But with Matt, everybody has to double team Matt, and I feel like sometimes it looks like me and Matt are synchronous because I'm the one giving him a lot of drag screens and ball screens. So that's another decision they have to make: is are they going to overplay me? Are they going to stay off me? But with everybody doubling Matt, it just really opened me up. But yeah, when I got Matt's game down, where it got really in tune, was probably second year. He yelled at me one time. I was like, "Oh, we can't do that again."
Matt yelled at you?
Yeah.
Really?
So after, Matt's competitive. He's very competitive. So after that, I was like, "Oh, I better figure this out."
I don't want to
Matt,
scream
what
that
is-
again.
He's one of the quietest dudes around.
Seems like it, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
Oh,
You made him scream. You made him scream.
don't put a microphone on him during games.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to see Matthew Wright mic'd up. Okay, we see that you guys are hard to guard already in the pick and roll. And then it gets even more difficult. It's a nightmare for the defense when you had Calvin,
Oh yeah.
and he was just rejuvenated. How did he change it up for you when he was allowed to play?
I think with everything, almost every single factor of the game, uh, Calvin's one of the most athletic guys I've ever seen. I forget he's only 6'2", sometimes 6'2", 6'3", because this guy's he can grab 10 to 15 boards easy every night. But I think the most contagious part is his energy. This guy just doesn't stop the whole game, and you're forced to match that energy too. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. So even with chemistry, Calvin's a very people person. So he's hanging out with everybody, gets everybody together, hanging out. So yeah, basically everything. He's just all around.
Speaking of Calvin, I watched him when he was playing for San Sebastian, and then got drafted to Alaska. Um, of course, his personality then was different, right?
Yeah.
And then of course, he had to be suspended for a very long time. But what I saw when you went into the bubble was how much of a family unit you guys were, especially because of Coach Topex.
Yeah.
And you know, and I thought when Calvin would come into the game, into your team, it would break the chemistry, but it actually solidified it. And Clara was saying that there was a tandem of yourself and Matt, but I think there was the big three in the team. I think it was the three of you and Justin Chua.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
how did Coach Topex put you all together? Like in terms of plays, in terms of chemistry.
He basically just talked to us. He's a really good speaker, I guess, to be honest, and he's a very good speaker. And I thought the big thing there was trust. We all just trust him, and we bought into what he was doing. Um, he basically said like, "Hey, if you trust in me, you can get this," and we all believed it, and we all bought onto it. But yeah, even before COVID, I mean, it was Topex and Calvin were always there. They're always there in practice. Um, still building our chemistry and all that. So I think this process with Calvin and Coach Topex started 3 years ago. But
Oh wow, tagal na.
yeah, so
And he improved. I could say Calvin really improved. And I told Clara, you watch Calvin now. He is a completely
Mm-hmm.
different player.
yeah,
And wow, he really he could become. And I told the two boys, I said, if he keeps playing, he could be an MVP.
yeah.
I believe he could be MVP.
Yeah. Even his attitude on the court is super super different now, and it helps the team for the better because it keeps us all focused. Like even when someone falls down, we'll be like, Calvin, don't help him up, but he'll still run to the other side of the court and help up. Like, what are you doing, Calvin? It's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
completely.
That's
I have one more question before we go to the next topic. You were mentioning nutrition, right? Now that you're a professional, you're a lot more concentrated on your health and longevity. How was? Do you think the youth now should understand that, especially college?
That's, yeah.
They should look into
Paano
nutrition.
ka ba yun?
Oh yeah, definitely. But I think it's important for the coaches and the management and trainers to be the ones to introduce it to them. Because in college, I think they have a job or an obligation or whatever you want to call it to help and guide these young athletes to be better. And there's so many tools they have like with health. I think most schools have trainers and coaches. Like it's not that difficult to understand and to feed to them. But yeah, I think coaches now should really try to instill that into the players, the benefits.
Right.
okay. So before we like wrap up our PBA segment, Jason, that you were talking about your college like diet in some way. You go to Zark's Burgers in Taft, and one thing that stands out, there's a 2013 DLSU UAP championship jersey signed.
Yeah.
It's on the back and it says Perkins.
In LaSalle,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think
The original
Jason,
Zarks.
yeah. Did you give your championship jersey to Zarks in exchange for I don't know?
No, they
Stone Burger.
did whatever for free food.
you got burger forever in Zarks.
What happened there? I'm expecting a burger.
Damn.
That's Let's start Corona. Let's start Corona.
I would have given you the burgers for that jersey. I collect sports memorabilia, honestly. Basketball, football, you
Yeah.
name it. Yeah. So okay, let's wrap up the PBA segment. I think this is like our first episode with like the mailbag because my brothers, Jason, they're here at home too. They know
Okay.
we're recording. My younger brother said, "Tell Perkins I'm a big fan, please."
My man.
That's my brother Jego.
Mail in question. First time. I think it's the first time after 26 episodes we have a mail in question.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There you go.
Yeah. And then my my older brother Aldo, whom you know, goes,
Oh,
me
yeah.
also. He said, Aloha burger. End. That's the end of his message.
Wait, I'm
Yeah.
just curious, man.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you ate after you went home from the bubble?
Oh, good question. Yeah.
That was a really good question.
Because you're in the bubble and you're stuck and you can get out. Now you can go drive through McDo, Jollibee.
We just
I
talked
like-
about nutrition. You're talking like a fast.
Oh,
But you
because
know,
the things we have limited choices of food here.
this is so I'm going out and I was really craving there's like this Starbucks sandwich that I just like. I don't know why. But I went to go get a sandwich from Starbucks because I was going to Willie Wilson's house to drop something
Yeah.
off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I'm about to eat the sandwich from Starbucks. I go to take my bite. I take a first bite. It was good. You know how when you hold the sandwich, you hold it from the plastic bag?
Yeah.
Yes.
I drop it back in the plastic bag. Turns out there's a hole in the bottom of the plastic bag. So my sandwich fell over the floor. That was the first thing. But after that, I guess it
Damn.
was, Magnum ice cream. Almond.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You missed the ice cream downstairs?
Yeah, especially when it's free.
Everything, anything that's free is good, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
like what
we need to tell Boss Books about that, no?
like what they say, the best things in life are free. But
Definitely.
anyway, let's end
Uh,
our PBA segment. Jason, perhaps you can give a message to the fans, of course, of Phoenix.
To all the Phoenix fans, we want to thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for watching us, and all the PBA fans also. Thank you, and I wish everybody the best and stay safe out there.
Okay, so like we can sort of cut, then we can segue now to our 3x3.
Okay.
Yeah.
ito
Okay.
talaga yung kwentuhan. This is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is what we really get you here for, the 3x3 part.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
right.
Okay, so we go now for 3x3. It's officially a discipline in basketball, and it's quite recent because for volleyball you've had indoor and you've had beach.
Yeah.
And for football, soccer, we have of course 11 aside on the grass, and then there's futsal, and then now there's FIBA 3x3. And speaking of like this new format, the first time you got to play in an official 3x3 format, what is the thing maybe that struck you the most?
The speed and tempo of the game.
Hmm.
Probably you have to be in good shape. You have to be alert at all times. That was probably the big thing for me. You have to be quick, but you also have to think quick as well.
So
What-
this is like,
what-
go ahead, Sir
By
Jay.
the way, Glenn, when was the first time you played 3x3?
Yeah.
FIBA 3x3 game.
Um, the Sea Games was my
Was the
first.
SEA Games the first time?
Yeah, that was my first one.
Wow.
Really?
But
Can't believe it. I thought you already participated in some 3x3 World Tours that was hosted here in Manila.
Mm-hmm.
I always watch. I would always watch their games at the mall and everywhere because
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, a lot of my friends play in that league, and I mean, it's kind of cool to watch. They have lights, speakers, dancers, and I'm not doing anything. So yeah, I would go there a lot just to watch. And even before I started playing, I would study 3x3 because it's really interesting. The ball screens and the reads,
Yeah.
everything, even on defense. I found it really interesting. So yeah, I would study it, but it was the first time I played was during the SEA Games.
You
But
have
it
to be
seemed-
quick, huh? You have
It
to be
seemed like
quick.
that studying paid off because you weren't so much of a stranger to the game already because I don't know how you pronounce her name. Is that girl in Oregon who used to train under Kobe? Ivana?
Oh yeah,
Ionescu?
Sabrina Ionescu.
Ayun.
Sabrina.
Ivana. That's
Sabrina.
another athlete.
Yeah, Sabrina.
Anyway,
Sabrina Ionescu.
ayun. I'm so
She's
bad with
one of the
names.
oh, she's so good. She's so good. But she got injured. She got injured in the WNBA bubble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because she played in the World Cup
yeah.
and they were so unfamiliar with the rules that they were asking the refs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in that situation. No situation like that for you. Maybe, I guess you got to study the game. You had enough time, even at your leisure time. Yeah.
Our Coach Ronnie, he was very meticulous, very detailed with everything, and he made sure we knew all the rules. He had us watch film. Like it was, I mean, we're playing for the country. It's very serious. So he wanted to make sure like we knew everything, because if we didn't, it would be embarrassing, of course. So, but yeah, Coach Ronnie did a great job making sure we're put in a good position to not mess up.
Mhm.
I got a question. So
Go ahead.
one of the rules is when you rebound the ball from an offensive rebound, you have to take the ball outside the 3-point line, right? You can't just shoot it enough. Did you ever think of doing that like in the PBA when you do the offensive rebound, run the outside of the 3-point line?
Oh no, J.R. Smith, I learned from him.
Now that you mentioned that, Claudia.
Yeah.
Because I know all of us, even outside of Jason, played basketball. You, of course, having played at a high level like him. When I was playing, we just play pickup maybe after practice when you're playing in a small school, in high school.
Yeah.
When someone scores on 3-on-3, you still bring it out and you have the check.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the typical tatlohan
Yeah.
kalye style, right?
Yeah.
I think that thing was so different that you had to run to the 3-point line.
Yeah.
For you guys, maybe.
Yeah.
How foreign was that to you? Everyone here, can answer that, of course.
For me, it was kind of normal, I guess, because in the States, that's how, like when I was a little kid and we played 3-on-3, that's how we would always play. And I guess I grew up playing in the street all the time. And those are basically the rules we play. If you miss, you take the ball back outside the 3-point line, pass it back in, like the regular 3-on-3 rules, because I was pretty comfortable from there. So yeah, even that's where I started dribbling and all that. Is just playing like 2-on-2, 3-on-3, just messing around. So I was very comfortable there.
What about the
I think-
physicality of it?
Yes, I was about to
Yeah.
ask that. The physicality, because no, you know that PBA basketball is really physical, right?
Yeah.
Did it translate? Did it somehow, what you could say, similar to the physicality of 3x3? Is it much less physical or more physical?
And 3x3, they let a lot more go. They get a lot
Mhm.
more go. And I loved it because I'm an aggressive guy. It was like emotional therapy for me.
Instead of like in Greek, they throw the plate.
Yeah. I hit somebody. But yeah,
Hit somebody.
You could put your hand down to reach the other guy, and you won't get called for a foul. I mean, that's a
yeah.
luxury for you, diba?
Yeah, when you're away from the ball, you can grab their jersey. Even when they shoot the ball, sometimes I'll poke them in their chest or something like that and let it go. But
And for sure, Coach Ronnie told you all those things before the competition. You can do that.
The hidden. What do you call that again? I forgot. I used to do that.
Hand check?
yeah.
No, like I forgot the Tagalog word, but you just make them siko while you're making a rebound,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You hit them in the ribs.
It's a Pinoy thing when you say siko. It's not too obvious, I guess. It's
Yeah.
ingrained in Philippine basketball culture in
Hmm.
all islands
Have
of the
your-
Philippines.
Do you have your own bag of tricks in terms of?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was so ironic that I got invited to play 3-on-3 because right before that, we just got into off season. I was working on that type of stuff with Willie Wilson, Abueva, and they were teaching me how to get away with these things. And 3-on-3, I applied all of it like to the fullest. Like I
Can you give
really.
us one example? The kids shouldn't be watching this. Like maybe they can.
Or if you're not so sure, you can just tell us when you close the record button. Don't worry about it.
But all I can say, he learned from the best. I mean,
Yeah.
man, Willie
Yeah.
Wilson.
Oh,
Diba?
those are two OGs.
Oh,
Lasal too.
oh,
Yeah, Willie Wilson, LaSalle, Abueva, of course, being his OG
Yeah.
in the team in the PBA Phoenix. Yeah.
oh.
No, but
Pero,
3-on-3. There's only
yeah,
3 fouls, I think. So you have to be careful when
no,
you look at it
actually,
on paper, right?
Is it? Isn't it like 5? I'm not sure how
no,
much.
actually, no. It's actually unlimited fouls for a personal foul. I mean, you can foul as much as you want
Mhm.
personally, but as team foul, that they will all count as team fouls.
Yeah.
So if your
Oh,
team already has 6 fouls, they'll penalize you for a couple of free throws. If your
Mhm.
team has 10 fouls already,
2 free
they're
throws.
gonna penalize you a couple of free throws and a possession, right?
Yeah.
so it's
So,
unlimited fouls, so you can keep fouling and fouling and fouling and fouling.
Yes, you
Yeah.
won't foul out. You
Wow.
won't,
Hey?
Okay.
but they'll
yeah.
keep shooting free throws.
Yes, but
Yeah.
they'll keep
Oh,
shooting
that's
free
right.
throws. And you have to remember, there's only a race to 21, and a free throw merits 1 point.
That's right. That's right. That's
Mm.
right. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking of that, maybe Jason, let's say you were in 2K. So you have the Phoenix Jason Perkins for 5-on-5. And then you have the Jason Perkins for 3x3. And you
Yeah.
see all of these ratings here and there.
Yeah.
So we have an idea of how you play 5-on-5 because you're playing it year in, year out. But maybe you can explain what's the big difference for you if you're playing 3x3, maybe your approach, perhaps.
Any major adjustments? Yes,
Yeah.
approach.
Um. In 3x3, I can be a lot more aggressive. A lot more aggressive. I can be a lot more tricky with my hands. Like when you say pulling jerseys, it's not so much a dirty thing. It's to the point where you can misdirect them or and that type of stuff. Even on rebounds, where to position your hands, you can do that a lot more quicker and more aggressively in 3x3. But in 5-on-5, for me, I feel like it takes a lot more. You have to think longer. Like there's a lot more to think about with their sets and plays. And with 3x3, you can only do so many different plays and sets. But 5-on-5, I mean, you can have 6. When I was in LaSalle, Coach Ayo, I think we had like 50 to 60 plays. And 3x3, I think, yeah, I'm sure you can't have nearly that much. But yeah, I think it's pretty much the tempo. That's the big adjustment for me.
So it's like there's more tolerance for hand checking, maybe in 3x3.
Yeah.
How about pacing yourself? I mean, on 5-on-5, you can slow down the game if you need to catch your breath, but on 3x3, does that same thing apply?
Yeah.
What do you do?
3x3. I guess 5-on-5. When I get subbed out to the bench, I don't put any effort into getting subbed out because, of course, you're subbed out. But 3x3, I would always focus on. Okay, I really need to focus on catching my breath because
Yeah.
back in and it's very tiring because there's no breaks.
Mhm.
Going. So that's probably
Yeah.
the big difference. Is in regards to pace.
So if I'm correct, 3x3 is more tiring, but because in 5-on-5, of course, you're sprinting up and down.
Yeah.
But in 3x3, you're saying it's more tiring, but there's less sprinting there, but it's more of the lateral movement, side to side,
Yeah, I feel like
forward, back.
in 3x3 is a lot more continuous movement versus in 5-on-5 a lot of times you could be you're not just sprinting the whole time. You could be walking, you could be standing,
Mm.
shuffling, but I feel like in 3x3 a lot of it's just like continuous short quick movements, and they have to be perfectly timed, I guess, because I mean if it's a man-to-man ball screen and you only have one helper on the weak side, they can slip it right away. And if they
Yeah.
slip, there's not going to be a defender there. So you have to be really detailed and assertive in your actions. Like, am I going to switch this? Am I going to fight through this? Versus 5-on-5, you have 3 more helpers on each side. Versus 3x3, you only have 1 helper.
Yeah, playing
Before
half
we
court is
go
always
like Claudia.
tiring. I say, I play basketball as well.
Yeah.
I always say that half court is always the tiring. Half court game, oh gosh, tiring because when it's full court, you could just like walk,
Yeah.
pace yourself when you're running, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, yeah, for
Well.
sure. That's definitely the case. Is there this is a little off topic, but I
Go
heard
ahead, yeah.
that,
Yeah.
like a WPBA.
Well,
Like
they're
we-
thinking of it.
Yeah,
Thinking of it, yeah.
but they did a 3x3
They
tournament.
did X3, yeah.
Yeah, before.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hope so. That would be sick. Cause yeah, even college, I would watch a lot of LaSalle basketball team. They got some really
yeah,
good.
Well,
yeah.
the women
Actually,
can play. Women can play. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
that's actually a good topic.
Yeah,
I think,
100%.
I think in terms of women's basketball, I think they should really start with 3x3 first.
Yeah,
Actually, the PBA did that. I think it was your rookie year or before you entered PBA
yeah,
when they did that women's 3x3. Just
Yeah.
in between the first and the second game, they
Yeah.
put in women's 3x3 at that time. I don't know if you've.
Oh yeah, I watched that. A lot of
Yeah,
those
you
a
saw.
lot of top players were playing there. But yeah, I definitely follow it. Cause I don't know if you guys know Camille Claro.
Yeah, she was my
Yeah,
classmate. Yeah.
She is nice. She is nice. Yeah, because I think we have the same trainer before, and I'd watch her play, and yeah, they're good. There's some good players there.
Mm-hmm.
LaSalle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
What year? I was probably in Sydney because I who did I play? Jose. I'm not sure if you know Jose.
Danica Jose.
Yeah, yeah,
Ateneo.
Ateneo, Danica Jose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kat Kimpo, yeah. But those were Ateneo.
yeah.
Gina Jose. No, but that was my time. So way before your time.
um, yeah, this is a bit off topic too, but it's cool. Just a flowing thing. Back in the 2000s PBA, in between games, they used to have one-on-one, and they
Like
would
way before, like in the
yeah
90s,
way back.
in the 80s.
Like, oh, also
Yeah,
Yes,
it started in
okay.
the 80s.
It's an all-star spectacle.
Yeah, it
where
started in
Yeah.
the 80s.
because this was in the 2000s. Maybe we could explain to Jason also how it was before.
Yeah.
They would run like 4 strips of tape from one sideline to another, and you had like 4-point shots, 5-point shots.
Oh wow.
It was it was different. Yeah, I mean, it was strange seeing the players in their full gear, but it was nice to see them in a different basketball setting. Of course, they were doing a bit more of the up and under and the trying to cross each other over. It was a treat to watch. Yeah, it filled that lull in between games, I could say. Yeah.
Jason is,
How old were you?
Jason's thinking of suggesting to Commissioner Willie Marshall of any ideas of the game. That's what I see right now.
Jason, how old were you when you moved to the Philippines?
Yeah.
20, I think.
Yeah, just to back up the what the Claro was saying. During the 80s, yeah, that's how old I am. They used to have the PBA, and they would have Francis Arnaiz versus a different player, Mon Fernandez versus Abel Gadaben, and they would win. They would do that. They would do that 1-on-1. I don't know. Maybe they should bring it back. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, yeah. If anything, who among your teammates you're gonna, or who do you think in Phoenix gonna represent that team on one?
I don't know. Yeah.
Wait, I think it's a good idea here. Since I think you're also aware that that PBA is also is about to inaugurate 3x3, right?
Yeah.
About to do it this year, but because of the pandemic, it was moved to a later date. I think from what I've heard, I think they're planning to presume or to move the debut of the PBA 3x3 next year, January, February. So being the member of Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters and being the one of the experienced guys playing 3x3, who do you think Phoenix should send those 4 guys? Who among the Phoenix Fuel Masters should represent the team in the PBA 3x3? So 4 guys.
Definitely Matt and Calvin and
Mhm.
Dave Marcello.
You might want to include yourself.
Oh, there's a
diba?
spot in the sub for you.
You might
4
wanna include
players.
yourself.
But those 3 guys, I think you have a champ. That's a winning 3x3 team right there.
there you go.
Right. Can you describe what they can bring to the table? Of course, Matthew has his shooting, Calvin has energy, Marcelo his size, then your given skills as well. I mean, are there any other things that they can deliver to the table? Maybe.
I mean, fouls. We're all really good at fouling, and the referee. I think that would be the big difference.
Uh,
Well, there are tactical fouls in whatever discipline of basketball. Like, oh, you commit a foul at a good time, maybe you foul a shooter
Mm.
who's not so good, things like that. Yeah.
I think a lot of it's just versatility, though. Being able to do everything at a pretty high level, like Calvin, Dave, and Matt. They can all post up, drive, shoot, be physical, play defense, and they have a good balance of it. That's why I think they would be pretty good for that.
Now, carrying on, actually, I don't think this is very feasible, this idea I have in mind, but it's something nice for fans. But I don't think coaches and players will approve of it. So PBA goes, okay, give us your 3x3 teams. And then the team, in every team, I'm not saying the PBA will mandate it. Coaches will go, okay, I'm going to split you up into 3x3 teams. The champion of, let's say, Phoenix will be representing the team in the 3x3 discipline.
Yeah.
So imagine all PBA teams having their respective free-for-alls just to get their 3x3 representatives. So sa kabila, you'll see Junmar and company. They're playing it out.
That would be cool. A little 3-on-3 playoff tournament.
Yeah, internally
within the
first.
team, within the
Yeah,
team.
internally first.
That would be fun. Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
You should tell Coach Topex about that and your team and Boss Bugs about that, diba?
Or
Pero,
let's pitch it to Com. And then,
oh,
so those aren't closed doors. We get to watch it. Yeah.
oh,
But
we can
maybe, yeah, we can hit back with the 3x3 with you in the national team. Did you have any idea that you were going to get called up? Or did you feel that, oh, your style of play fit? Because you're like a stretch four. You can hit it mid-range from the perimeter. You can bang it down low, even with bigs who are much taller than you.
No, I had no clue. I was not confident at all at making the team. I was surprised I got called. Yeah, I didn't even think about wanting to go or practicing because I was like, oh, I'm not even gonna make the team anyways. But yeah, along that time, I finally got a handle of the game and also built my chemistry with my teammates. And then as practices went on, like they would slowly cut players. And as weeks get on, I was still there, and I guess that's when I started believing, like, oh, I might actually make the team. So yeah, I was shocked myself, to be honest.
well, among your teammates, who gave you the hardest time on that SEA Games team? You have CJ, you have Bo, you have Chris Newsom. How among those guys give you the hardest time?
Probably Mo. Mo's a big boy. He has a big butt. He's tough to guard in the post. He's very big.
Yeah. And for
yeah.
sure, he's the Bakulet one. He's the
Yeah.
Bakulet. Go ahead,
Yes.
Claudia.
So from not like being surprised that you were getting called to winning a gold medal,
Yeah.
right? So tell us your process and your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Because I mean, there was one point where I didn't even know I was play basketball again, and the next thing I know, I have a gold medal around my neck. So it was definitely a blessing. I was super thankful for Coach Ronnie and everybody that put me on the team. But yeah, even now when I think about it, like when you bring it up, like, oh, I have a gold medal, I think it's ridiculous. I'm very thankful, but yeah, still shocked about that.
If you had a chance maybe to play for the national team for 3x3 again, whether it's Olympic qualifiers or even the Olympics, it is an Olympic sport now. You're
Yeah.
happy to say. Would you take that chance?
Oh, 100%, definitely. First off, it's very fun to play, and also being able to represent the Philippines. I would love to do that. Even if, I mean, any sport, if it's handball or whatever, I would play if I was good at it. But basketball is my thing. But yeah, if I got invited, I would definitely play.
What about obstacle course racing? Would you do that?
Oh man, yeah, but be very ashamed of me. We would get
But allow me to say this. Allow me to make this story to Jason because, well, I did the 3x3 game there. I was the one announcing, and Coach Ronnie always lauds me for, man, you were our saving grace because you always mention the fouls, the thing that that those guys would not mention because
Yeah.
the coaches are not allowed to coach. They're not anywhere near that playing area.
Really?
So
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
So usual
bawal,
coach
bawal.
run. Yes. So usual coach Ronnie tactic. Oh, listen to that guy. Listen to that guy. They'll tell you. They'll tell you the things. But to tell you the truth, that's how 3x3 announcing goes. Jason knows it because you're watching guys like going, just saying anything, describing the game while it's going on,
Yeah.
hyping the crowd.
Yeah.
But there's another thing that I want to tell you. Uh, when you were playing against guys, especially in the semis, you had Indonesia, Vietnam, and those latter rounds, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the second time they've already faced you. I'll tell you, man, in that game, in that latter round games, they were really afraid of banging bodies with you at the post. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
I mean, they step away because they don't want to bang bodies with Jason and Mo. Because they all know these guys would bring the pain.
but
I think you're aware of that, Jason. You and Mo.
I mean, no, the nice thing with me and Mo is because most guys in 3x3, they don't, or over there, they might have one big and
Mm.
three guards or four medium-sized guards. But Mo is so big that you have to put your biggest guy on Mo. So, this person on me.
And dude, they're all afraid to stick it with you, man. They're all afraid to bang bodies with you.
Yeah.
This is gonna be they all know it's gonna be a painful evening. It's gonna be
I think what's nice with Jason, his build and style of play, we saw in the 5-on-5, and he's a threat all around. And that fits perfectly into the 3x3 because you have someone also who stands out like Santi Santillan
Yeah.
or even Pasaol. We've seen them in 5-on-5 and they were also standouts in 3x3. Yeah. But maybe before we go to the quick fire round, Jason, perhaps you could tell us again. You told us a while ago where your medal is. Perhaps you could share it on air.
yeah.
Yeah, I gave my medal to my mom. Even all my rookie of the year stuff and all my awards from Salle, I all gave it to my mom because, yeah, she appreciates it a lot more than I do. Yeah, but yeah,
Typical Pinoy mothers, man. You know that.
she's
They're
happy
gonna
though. So
yes. They're gonna cook you the best meal. They're gonna cook you the greatest meal, and they're gonna keep all your medals and stuff, and they're all gonna keep it all shiny and clean, my man.
exactly.
Shout out to Tita Perkins. Yeah.
Yes.
When her friends come over to play like Pusoy or Mahjong, she'll be like, "Oh, it's my son's gold medal."
does, does she have all your jerseys all framed up in the wall?
Oh yeah, she has everything, every little thing. Yeah.
Okay. So we've had two guests on Who the Heck Are We? And their moms have shrines
Yeah.
with the sports memorabilia. So we got OJ Porteria, of course, Ascals, and he's gonna play in Thailand. And we got Jason Perkins now. So that's two guys already, two friends of the pods who shared their
Yeah.
what do you call it? Like a museum
Yeah.
or
The
shrine.
Hall of Fame. Yes. The
Ayun.
Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
The shrine.
Yeah. So anyway, let's proceed to our quick fire round before we wrap up. Jason, you can just answer with a yes or no, or just enumerate the names of the people involved. You don't have to give an explanation, but you can if you want to.
Okay.
So I got two questions before we go. Claudia, then Sir J.
Okay.
Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead, yo.
So you get to bring three teammates of yours, even from your Minnesota days growing up. Three teammates with you to an eat-all-you-can buffet.
Yeah.
Who are those three teammates?
Dave Marcelo.
Yeah. There's no way you're not gonna bring Dave Marcelo. I agree. There's no
Okay,
way.
that's one.
UTN Andrada.
Okay, yeah. Your fellow big man in college.
Oh yeah. And maybe Norbert Torres.
Nice.
Mhm. Nice,
Yeah,
nice. Yeah. You know, your game against
That's a
Rain or
great move.
Shine.
Great
Yeah.
buffet. Great
Yeah.
buffet teammates. Great buffet.
They're all bigs, no? Chemistry. You'll milk the post
Yeah.
and maybe the lechon part of the buffet. Everything. You name it. Yeah. The buffet
Yeah.
will close down. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So same standards. You get to pick any of your teammates from amateur childhood days all the way up to the pro level. Your 3x3 team. So that's 4 players because there's one sub. So it's you and 3 players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a guard, a big, a wing, all
They're all
to
time.
complement you. Yes. Your friends.
Oh man, I'd probably stick with like Newsom, Mo, and CJ. I mean,
Wow.
Nice.
we played really well out there. It felt really well. Yeah, I'd like to
Oh.
play with them again.
Yeah, you guys were a joy to watch. And you were
Yeah, they were fun. They were
yeah,
fun.
the crowd was crazy. And Sir Jay was the hype man, right?
That is a power team. I can tell you that.
Finals and Kasey.
Yeah. Anyway, Claudia, you
All
got
right,
your quick
mine.
fires.
Yeah. If you were to choose between these 2 players I'm gonna mention to play 1-on-1, okay? Bo Belga, all right? To play 1-on-1, either you choose between Bo Belga. Oh, no, I'll put 3. Kinyahan, JR Kinyahan, or Mo
Who would I want to play?
against, yeah.
Bo. Probably Bo.
Bo, you'll play against Bo?
And you're gonna beat him?
I don't know.
All right. Belga.
Okay.
Alright.
What's your next cue?
Okay. So I have a couple one, and I think Jason knows this because our first encounter was all about this. Who are you gonna pick? Charmander, Bulbasaur, or Squirtle?
I love this. This is like off the court. No Jason Perkins off the court. That's
Yeah.
that's a
Who's
that's
your
a tough
starter?
question.
Who's your
Yeah.
starting Pokemon?
I'd start with Squirtle because everybody's going with Charmander. The other one's spitting out plants. And hard for me. And I feel like if it's enough water, I mean, water's strong. It's very soft. It's also strong, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'd probably go with Squirtle. And he evolves into a Pokemon that has guns off his shell. And who doesn't want
I have absolutely no idea what you guys are talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Talking about Pokemon.
All I know
Yeah.
is Pokemon and Squirtle.
Yes, that's
Squirtle's
okay.
a turtle, right? Squirtle's a turtle.
Yes,
Yes.
water type.
All right, okay.
Yes,
And
that cute turtle.
Pokemon's a squirrel.
Squirtle's a Pokemon.
Turtle's a Pokemon.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
That. All right, I
Yeah.
got one. All right.
More than
Okay.
yes. Okay,
There
guys,
was-
Claudia, before I
if you
go,
had-
my
If there was an earthquake, right, and you were in your mom's house, because all your memorabilia are in your mom's house,
Yeah.
what would you get? Your LaSalle Championship trophy or your gold medal, the SEA Games gold medal? What's the first thing that you'll pick?
Oh, my gold medal. for sure.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mm.
Okay. I'm done.
Okay, Sir Jay,
Okay.
anything before we wrap up?
Yeah, last one. In a game against 1-on-1, you're the one refereeing.
Referee no.
Wait, here's the matchup. Your teammate Mike Gamboa and a prime Coach Topex Robinson.
Oh, that's a good game.
Who's gonna win?
Oh man. Maybe Coach Topex.
You've seen him. You've seen how Coach Topex plays, right? During his playing days.
Yeah, definitely.
He's good.
Because I'm boiling it down to who would win in a fight.
I love the basis. I love the basis. I love how you eliminated the shooting, the drive.
Who's gonna win this fight?
Well, I didn't say anything, so
Topex.
Jason's point is valid.
Yeah, it is a valid point. When you
That's
back
valid
down your
point.
opponent, that's as close to fighting, right?
That's so good. That's a
I'll
good.
tell Coach Topex about that. Nah, not just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's it. I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so that does it again for this episode. If you like this episode with Jason Perkins, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. If you still don't like our episode, please give us 5 stars and subscribe.
5 stars. Yeah.
Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and we are on Instagram at who the heck are we _PH. And again, it's Jason Perkins, of course. Thank you very much for coming onto the show.
Thank you. See you guys.
All right.
Thanks, man.
1, 2,